think I got 15 miles on here, 16 miles on here. Quick update on this machine. Some of the things that now that I've actually put in some miles on it, I don't really care for. I mean, we've already gone over this toggle switch thing. Hate that. I checked, this is the only model that has it. All the other models are the same. We're in work mode right now because it's doing a bunch of applying. Yeah, so we got 17.5 miles on this beast. We've used about a quarter tank out of the 5-gallon tank that this has. So I'm not even halfway through break-in mode because you're supposed to put 2 tanks of fuel through. 2 tanks of gas, not fuel, through this for break-in, and it's 3 hours of use, 2 tanks of gas, and something else, blah yada yada. So it's not washed off. I started adding PPF, some paint protection film here. You can see it, paint protection film. I started adding that down this side. I've got it. I wrapped it in. It comes into this edge. When I overlapped it, because I tried folding it and using the water, and it just wouldn't. These angles are too steep and they turn too much. See, even here, I'll probably have to trim that off when I overlap. You can see it didn't quite take the corner. So I'm able to I got a little bubble right here, which sucks, but oh well, such is life. But this paint is absolute garbage. I mean, I've got 17 miles on here of light riding on the property, and we've got some pretty decent scratches on here. I don't know if they'll show up on the camera, but if it was cleaner, it would help. But my water's frozen, my outdoor water. I got to plumb something in for that. But I got a ton more PPF coming. I'm wrapping this whole edge. Gonna wrap this. I'm not gonna worry about the front because we'll have the brush guard. We're gonna wrap right here with the 12-inch piece. We're gonna wrap over the decals here, probably wrap all that. We're gonna wrap this section here if we can. I know it's a big angle and disalignment there. And then we'll put a piece that goes from, I'm gonna try to wrap it from this joint out, a 12-inch piece, and I'll probably have to do a 6-inch wide pieces just like I did here. Wrap that, wrap this. Back's gonna have a brush guard, same thing on this side. Wrap this in sections, get this done, get that done, you know, up there and here. But here's a pretty good chip. I started applying PPF right here and then I ran out. I made it right up to here. I should have ordered more. The first 2 pieces I tried doing a big piece and it wouldn't wrap around these joints. Not joints, but these curves and angles on the 4-wheeler. Even with heating it up, it didn't work. But you can see right here, look at that. So that's, I got the PPF over it now, but that's down, you know, the clear coat is completely scratched off and it's down to what I assume is black primer. So we've got that, you know, and we've got, look at these scratches back here. And I mean, we've been super careful. This is just absolutely garbage paint. There's nothing automotive style about it. The clear coat sucks. I mean, this is something I would expect from Chinese, you know, like a CF Moto paint job or something. I don't think they have paint on theirs though. But just a big, huge disappointment. I called Polaris, emailed them. I sent them a long email about everything that was wrong with this machine. And they basically told me that, you know, whatever, we'll tell the research and development department about it. So that's the answer for all the issues. Look at this chip here. I don't even know how that happened. Look at that. It's right down to, like I said, what I would call the primer. I mean, that's pretty good. It's not like the box hits that. And we don't have high mileage. We haven't been off-roading or anything. Just been here on the property. I mean, yeah, we have mud, but I haven't really gone through the mud like my brother has on his. Just overall, the lack of quality on everything, other than these plastic. They made the plastic thicker this year. The plastic's like a 1/4 inch. Well, this stuff's like 3/16, but the black plastics are like a 1/4 inch thick. So yeah, so back to that. So that's a disappointment because I really thought that, nope, we're losing focus. Come on. I thought that the paint would be a lot more durable, since they call it an automotive style paint, but it's not. Hopefully we'll have our bumpers and racks powder coated this week, and make a video about that. My rear box that I ordered for back in here is supposed to be coming today. We'll see if FedEx shows up. They seem to have an issue lately with packages being put on the wrong truck and taking 3 extra days. So the engine brake on this is one thing I noticed. You know, I know they redesigned it to make it gentler. On the 2019, you'd almost get thrown forward, but once you got used to it, it wasn't bad. It really slowed you down fast. This one, it's like they went from one drastic measure to another. They went from it being too much engine brake to almost a non-existent, like you don't even notice it. I have to hit my use my brakes all the time plowing. Like, I never used to have to do that. The engine brake would slow you down. On this one, it's like the engine brake's not even there. So they went from having too much to not enough. So, you know, if you're debating getting one with the EBS engine braking system or not, it doesn't really matter, because it's pretty much useless. I will probably go through brake pads twice as fast. I almost never had to hit my brakes on my other four-wheeler, and I'm constantly riding them now, and they squeal like a motherfucker. The brakes just squeal. Loving these mud lights. Yeah, so I'll go outside. I got the other machines outside because it's completely filthy, and I don't want the mud all over my floor. Like I said, I was gonna wash them, but then the water is frozen today. It's a little frosty. So here's the other machine. This has the stock tires on it. They got 3 pounds of pressure in them, because if you put any more, they just don't do anything. They suck in the snow. First thing my brother said, he's like, these things, they suck in the snow. I was like, yep, that's what I was afraid of. Now I plowed all this with my Bud Lights. I wouldn't be able to plow this with these. They just slide and slip and spin. You turn and it just goes straight. We did some riding through the snow. Well, what we could do through the snow, you can see over here, all my trails are like that you can't get through them. And I don't want to scratch the four-wheelers up because the paint job is so shitty. So all the trails are not open right now. I'd say not open. I mean, yeah, they're not open. So until I get all those trees trimmed or they melt and flop back up, which they probably won't, we're not really going to ride around the property too much. There's one path we can go on, but you got the point. So yeah, so that, and then I called Polaris about the front box not sealing. They said take it to the dealer. They'll take some photos. They'll determine, you know, if it's warranted or not, which it should be, because just using a garden hose, water gets in this fucking thing. And the dealer's like, well, then what happens when we get the box back, the lid, and it does the same exact thing? And I said, well, I don't know what to do then, because it's not really my problem. It's your problem to fix. Oh, it's not supposed to be waterproof. It's water resistant. Well, the dealer agreed that if the water's getting in there just with the garden hose, that there's a problem. And I guess they had the same issue with the previous generation, not the 2014 to 2020, but the 2005 to 2013. They had problems with water getting in the box. And I had red 13s, and we didn't have problem with water getting in our boxes. So I'm not really sure what that was all about. We have had some significant backfiring with both machines. It'll just go a really loud pop, and the machine will just shut off. Even if the machine was warm when it did it yesterday. That machine out there does it way more. That machine out there also has a really loud knocking sound in the bottom end. And yeah, I know the Subaru knock, we've had them in all of the Polarises, but that one out there has got 20 miles on it, and it sounds bad, especially when it's cold. And that one's backfiring a lot, so we've got to see what we can do about getting that back to the dealership and getting that fixed up, if they'll even do anything about it. I mean, we've got the 6-month warranty. We might buy the extensions. We'll see. But yeah, so that's the battery is nice up here, because I had to jump start my generator. The battery was dead, so I just hooked on here with my homemade jumper cables and was able to fire that back up. So that was a little handy to have that up here, but still I would prefer it somewhere else so that I could have more storage. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. That's the 17-mile update, and I will get back to you when I get the bumpers on and I get that box in and see what happens with that.